Good morning, everybody. Welcome back, everybody, to another video here at Limon's Crochets. To all of the new subscribers, hello, hi, my name is Gerardo. I am a crochet and yarn influencer here in Chicago, Illinois. So I'm going to get to the point. If you didn't know, Lion Brand Yarn has done a Sesame Street collaboration and created these one hat ball or skein design yarns that come with, instead of like a little palm that's like fluffy in a circle, it's actually like the stuffed head of a certain character on Sesame Street. And originally they came out with the big four: Big Bird, Elmo, Cookie Monster, and Grouch. But recently, they actually, as the years have gone by, I think it's been over a year since they actually launched it, they've been releasing more and more characters of Sesame Street. Now, I personally don't actually vibe with any of the big characters. I actually vibed with more of the second tier ones on Sesame Street. So I was actually super excited to have seen that they have added Ernie to the mix of all of that. So as you can see, these are one cake yarn sets that come with a stuffed head of the character. So you're supposed to attach it at the top of the hat, and it's actually called One Hat Wonder. And like I said, there's other characters as well. They have the Count, Super Grover now. Those are some of the new ones. They have Bert as well as Ernie. But I always vibed with Ernie a lot as a kid. So I have these 3 cakes here, and I wanted to create a sweater using them so that way I can wear it as an adult, because I thought it'd be kind of weird if I made a hat for myself with a Sesame Street character on it. So it kind of has to be kind of high fashion, you know what I mean? I wanted to do this intro first so that way I can start touching these yarns. And I was looking through my stash and whatnot, trying to see what I can mix with it. And I came to the conclusion of these 3, because I made this cape before using the rainbow tweed. And I thought that the rainbow tweed would look really, really nice with this pop of rainbow Ernie color. These 3 yarns to combine for my sweater, my kimono sweaters. I'm really obsessed right now with kimono silhouettes and crochet. So this is going to be another kimono silhouette that I'm going to make with it. And I'm going to try and use this Ernie colorway as kind of like a bright middle part to the garment, and a little bit of lines going through the edging of the arms. And then the rest of the body is going to be in rainbow tweed and this respun yarn. So this is going to be a Lion Brand kimono, and this is the first time I'm actually using respun and the first time I'm actually using the Sesame Street yarn. So we'll see how all of this goes. Real quick, the Sesame Street yarn is 95 yards, which is 70 grams, machine washable, 100% polyester. It is a size 4. Recommended hook size is an I, which I kind of agree. It's a little on the thick side for a 4. And then the respun recycle is respun 100% recycled polyester bonus bundle. Size weight 4 yarn. Recommended hook size is a J. I think you could use an I. It's a little on the thin side for a 4. 658 yards, which you get a nice healthy amount there for the bonus bundle. So this is mostly going to be like a polyester garment, because the Heartland is the only acrylic yarn. 200 yards. Size 4 medium, weight J hook, 94 acrylic, 6% rayon, which is, I'm assuming, the rainbow flecks that are in there. And you get 200 yards. So 200 yards, 650 yards, so it was like 800 yards, and then about 300 yards worth of Sesame Street yarn. So I should have enough playing around with these. I'm going to take you guys to the design process of how I'm going to try and plan this out right now if I do make some type of drawing. And then I'll show you guys the steps that I took to create it, okay? So your cup of coffee. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. It may or may not be like 2 in the morning right now, but whatever. I have completed a quote-unquote swatch, in the sense that, oh my god, my hair is really messy. I may or may not have completed a swatch in the sense of just trying something out, doing halfway through the chest plate, because what we're working on is the long part up here, going from left to right. I kind of wanted to see which stitches looked best in terms of the pattern, and I went with using the brown for triple crochet and then half double crochet for the multicolored one, because I figured it would like pop. For visual references, this is what we're doing. We are working on the upper part of the kimono, And so we make this kind of long enough so that way it kind of reaches past the shoulders a little bit and it reaches here towards the neckline. So now what we're gonna do here is I'm actually going to be adding some of this gray tweed to the neckline. So that way it kind of like breaks apart this gray, and then that way when I attach the belt on the waist with the gray tweed as well, it's not going to look too off. So you're going to get some of the gray here, then it's going to combine to the gray on the belt. So I'm just testing out to see if making sure this is long enough. I really do think this is long enough. And when in doubt, if you need to make it longer, you can just do it on the border of it because you're going to have a long rectangle. I have this much left of one of these Ernie cakes. So from this, I use this. So I might be able to use one for each half of the chest. So one cake goes this way, one cake goes that way, which means I'll have one left over as an extra. Not quite sure how I want to use it yet, but it's good to know the reference that be able to do this. And I'll put it on the screen here, how many rows of each that I did for halfway. And I did 10 rows of each one. So there's 10 rows of the brown triple crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11 rows of the Sesame Street yarn. But just remember that going from the shoulder down to here is 14 inches. So it should be 28 inches long in total. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the other half. I'm gonna add this gray here in the middle, and I'll bring you guys right back. Welcome back. So I decided to do hopefully it shows up on camera, a little basket weave, fake basket weave stitch. So I'm only doing the front posts, and then where there isn't front post, I'm doing half double crochet. So this is double crochet front post. When I'm working backward or in the back, when I turn my work, I'm redoing everything backwards. So don't get confused if you are doing it backwards. 3 stitches in each one. So 3 front posts, 3 half double. Finish this, and then we're gonna start the last half. Welcome back. So we have completed our chest upper body section of the sweater. So this is what I have so far. If you guys are interested in recreating this, remember I did, or if I counted correctly, this should be 105 stitches chain foundation. And if not, it is 14 inches closed up halfway. So 28 inches in total, whatever that means for you, because some people's stitches are tighter or looser than. And then here in the middle, I did the fake basket weave stitch where I just did 3 rows, 3 rows. I did 1 row of half double crochet. Then when I came back is when I started doing the 3 rows of ribbing. Then I did 2 rows of half double crochet for the middle. And then when I came back, I just repeated what I did on the other side. So this is what it looks like right now. It's one giant piece. I'm gonna close it up and start the waistband, the quote unquote fake belt. And the way we're gonna do that is, so the rules is when we are applying, and I'm gonna do it with the rainbow tweed here. When we're using the rainbow tweed, wherever you see a triple crochet, that's 1 half double crochet in there. And wherever you see 1 half double crochet, you're gonna put 1 half double crochet in there. So on the 3s, you're putting 1, and on the 1s, you're putting 1. And what that's going to do, it's going to cinch your waist quite significantly. Not too much, but enough to give the kimono shape its like cinching look at the waist. And you can just hide all of your ends as you are going along doing that. Just make sure everything is nice and tight. Just the only problem with polyester is that it's very hard to actually get like a tight knot because it always unravels itself from how soft it is. I'm just gonna go ahead and pick a corner, any corner really. We're gonna close it up and then work our way along the border while closing up all of the open spaces as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I'm gonna bring you guys right back. So I'm picking this corner, combining both stitches already. Let's go ahead and prepare our yarn. So I lied, I went ahead and swatched some of the stitches that I was doing. You're actually going to, there's 1 stitch before the triple crochet. It looks like a hole that's in there. You're gonna actually add a half double crochet in there, and then 1 where the actual triple crochet is. So technically you're doing 1 at the half double and 2 spread out within the triple crochet, okay? Now that we have our initial row going across the whole bottom of it, I'm going to swatch ahead and see how many rows I want to do of ribbing, or if I'm even going to do ribbing. The way I did the other kimonos, I've done one without the front cables, which is what we did here on the collar. So I'm thinking of maybe recreating that and doing smaller quantities of cables as opposed to like one large chunk. I'm gonna start, so I did one row of half double crochet. I'm gonna do the cables starting on that first row. So that way it looks seamless from the color on top, and you can just go into the cables right away. Because if I did a second row, then you would have one row that's flat and then you would have the cables going over it. I don't think I want that. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. They might be in groups of 3, just because I want them to be tiny and long. Cool. So I am pretty happy with how it turned out. I did cables of 3 going all the way across. And then hopefully you guys can see it on camera. So in between the spaces is half double crochet and then double crochet on the front cables. I did 3 rows with 3 half double crochets in between the cables. And then a nice way of like seamlessly decreasing when you're using cables is just jump that next cable over. So after the 3rd one on the 4th row, I actually just have 2 half double crochets here. I jump that first stitch after doing the cable, and then you just have 2, 3 cables, 2, 3 cables, 2, and that'll give you an extra cinch of the garment as well. So this is what it's coming out so far. Really liking how the gray keeps everything together. And I'm adding this row of color in between to break it apart, because I think what I want to do is add another section of this gray down here, so that way when I do the sleeves, I can do a few rows of the gray as well down here in the sleeves once you like work your way out this way. So I think that's what I'm going to do, and it's just triple crochet here. Well, I might go back and just do half double crochet. I'm not quite liking how open it is right here, because I want the bottom, which is going to be brown, to be triple crochet. So I might go back. I just wanted to see how it looked like this. It looks really clownish, right? Like the color scheme is definitely there for Ernie. So I think I'm going to go back and do half double crochets and then do another section of the gray. And this time, instead of 2, it's going to be 1. So I'm going to decrease again for the 2nd time, because I decreased here, and then I'm going to decrease down here after I'm done doing this section. And the way you just do it, you just skip over exactly what you did up here, but you're going to do it down here. Okay, so we did the 2nd section of that middle ribbing, and I'm really liking how that Sesame Street color really comes in as like a belt almost, which was the goal. So I'm cutting this last part because I am done with this gray. For those who are recreating this, I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows of this ribbing, and I did okay, so I didn't decrease anymore. I literally followed what I did up here. So wherever I saw ribbing on the first row, I recreated it underneath it, and there's 2 spaces in between the ribbing. So it's exactly what it looks like on the bottom here, because I didn't want to cinch it anymore. I did try this on already, and it's kind of loose where I want it, because I'm going to be doing the triple crochet now of the brown for the rest of the body. Maybe add some gray at the very end for trimming around the whole thing, but not quite yet. So I think I'm going to stop here in terms of the body, and I'm going to work on the sleeves a little bit. Or actually, I'm going to decide, because these sleeves are way too big. So I have to make a decision now in terms of doing the body first and seeing how much is left over of the brown, which I might do. I might just do that. Since it's triple crochet, it should work up pretty easily, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to say about 10 rows of triple crochet should be fine, and it should reach the proper length that I'm looking for. So let's get you guys over here. So if I put this on, see how you get that like little cinch waist here? That's what I like. I mean, in a kimono, you always have like a nice big belt here to accentuate the waist a little bit, keep things from moving. And using my t-shirt underneath is kind of like a guide. I really like overall shape. I don't want the brown to be too big. And it's curling up just a little bit. I mean, but not really as I'm putting it on, which is a good thing. I don't want it to curl up. So I'm probably gonna go, this is 3 rows. I'm probably gonna do 6 in total and then close it off and work on the sleeves. And if you notice, these are really, really huge sleeves, but I really don't mind. I'm gonna use the same technique that I've been using recently, which is skip every second stitch right away and then work my way down, decreasing as I go down to get that really nice bat wing silhouette. But so far so good. I'm really, really liking how it's coming out. Okay, so I just completed doing a swatch on one of the arms. I think, well, luckily I can read what I did in terms of when I decreased, but I decreased on the initial row, the second row. So the initial row is 1 triple crochet in all of the stitches, and then I decreased on the second one on the 3rd and 4th stitch. So 1 triple crochet, 2 triple crochet, and then I decreased 3 and 4. Then I did 2 normal rows, and then I decreased again, and then the rest is just normal triple crochet going for 5 rows. So in total, you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 rows. I'm gonna add some of the gray tweed on the end of it, so that way it matches what it looks like down here. And I didn't close it up, but I think I did 10 stitches going up, so I have to seal this now. Or let me confirm, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 stitches going up. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing, count 14 stitches going up from the bottom here, and then that's gonna be my sleeve. Then I'm gonna do the same thing, and then we're almost done, and I'll bring you guys right back. So I wanted to share this a little bit in the sense that I am currently frogging. I literally finished the sleeves and the trimmings on the sleeves, but I am frogging the body again because as I'm working with the yarn, I realize that the polyester, because this is 100% polyester, recycled polyester, it really doesn't stretch. And I'm using the Heartland here in the middle body part, and that yarn doesn't stretch at all. And I'm technically using a smaller hook size than the recommended hook size because I really didn't want the stitches to be too loose. So I'm frogging it, and where I decreased in the first section here, going from 3 spaces to 2, I'm gonna maintain the 3 spaces in between. That should be enough. I literally just want it to be a little bit looser than what it is right now. So I'm just gonna frog it all the way up to the first row whenever I decrease, and I'm just gonna go back to how I had it with 3 half double crochets in the cable section. So just letting you guys know, sometimes it's okay to frog your projects. I frog my projects at least like 4 times whenever I'm working on my stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna do that, and I'll bring you guys right back after I'm done, and then we're done with this project. We can talk about final notes. Alright, so quick final notes on this garment. Like I mentioned before, if you are using this polyester yarn, there is hardly any stretch to it. So just keep that in mind, that you won't be able to actually like pull on your garments too much, and it won't actually get looser the more you wear it. However you make it is however it's going to stay, which is actually a good thing. If you're not prepared for, if you are prepared for that, that's a good thing. If not, just keep that in mind as you're making your garment. It does retain enough heat when you're wearing it, so just keep that in mind as well. It's not, there's no wool in it, however, it will keep you relatively at the same temperature whenever you're wearing it. It is not itchy at all for being polyester, and even though you can see some of the fuzz, it's really nice and soft on the skin. And I just have to master how to get rid of these ends on the Ernie heads, but other than that, it's a nice little decorative thing to add to it, and it lets people know that this is somewhat related to Sesame Street. So I'm actually quite happy with this, and it's one of my new favorite sweaters to wear when I'm just lounging around in the house, or just wearing it for something at a place where I really don't care what I look like. So let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about it, and if you have any questions, leave a comment down below and I'll try and answer it. as quickly as I can, but hopefully you were able to see how I created this garment. And if you do create it, make sure you tag me on Instagram at CPT Limon. I'd be very much super excited to see if anyone recreates this. And you could just mix it up. So wherever you see the Ernie yarn, if you like some of the other characters on Sesame Street, you can always switch it up with that as well. So thank you so much, everybody, and I'll see you guys in the next video. All right, let's do some shout outs for our members. Let's start off with our Limon influencers. Thank you so much, Froggy Winna Knitting, Carrie the Yarny Elephant, Gilliam, Corey, Blanca Valtierrez, Cocktails and Crochet with Coco, and Karen Miller. Thank you so much for your support. I highly appreciate each and every one of you guys. And then the inner circle, let's go ahead and shout out Knit You, Liz Miller, Fiber Floozy Crafts, Teresa DePap, Tamara Milliard, and Ola Joel the Crocheting Sailor. Like, you guys have no idea that the support you guys provide for this channel is highly motivating, and I appreciate each and every one of you. And then just for our family members, Michelle, Daniel, Granny D, Susan, Lisa, Rose, Amanda, Lauren, thank you so much. You guys are awesome. And I will see you guys in our future watch-alongs coming up next year, and some exciting new crochet alongs that I got planned just for us. So consider joining if you are thinking about it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much. Whoosh.